money or whatever, that you want to go to the Super Bowl. That's the care of the world, right? And that'll choke you out of the truth, man. Okay? So, back when we was going into Esau, he know he got a short time pursuing the Revelation 12:12. Now, what his agenda, when you see Esau, his agenda is to push this RFID technology. Now, one of the people that's behind it, spearheading it, who they at least have for a face of it is what's his name? Bill Gates. But you see that picture right there, okay? Now what this is right here, Bill Gates is basically dumping money into all these different organizations that people entrust and believe in, okay? So now what you have is the World Health Organization. Bill Gates put $4.3 million into it. Then he put $280 million into the Imperial College of London, okay? Which the Imperial College of London, they created a computer model which predicts the predicted and miscalculated the spread, impact, and death rate of the pandemic. Okay, so they got a computer system that's running on that. Because every day they always tell you, even like Arkansas, when they opened up Arkansas, they said it was 400 and something new cases of COVID in one day, man. Come on, man. Then they tried to say like 200 and half of it was from the prison system. So 200 and some people caught it in one day just going out. But see, they had that computer system that study running and it's going, okay? And it says $243 million he pumped into Oxnard University, the vaccination research and development program. Bill Gates pumped in $243 million, man. He pumped $40 million to Professor Chris Whitty, England's chief medical officer, $53 million to the BBC Media. So they're going to be what? Probably basically showing you what they want to show you. Okay? Controlling the narrative of what's being put out. Then he pumped $155 million into the CDC. Okay, the Center of Disease Control place, man. That's Atlanta, Georgia, I think it is. Then he pumped some money into this organization called Gavi, which is Global Health Partnership with the goal of increasing immunizations in poor countries. So they're trying to get everybody to take that vaccination. Okay, he gave $3 billion to that because they global, right? He gave to Johns Hopkins to provide data and statistics, maps, and COVID research. He gave $870 million to Johns Hopkins. Then he gave another $18 million to NIH, which is the National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Disease. They probably gave it to him to create diseases and shit. Now, the total, when you add all those numbers up, the total is about somewhere like $12 billion. It's about $12 billion that this dude put into this society, man. Like 12 billion. Okay. Now, dude got like $100 billion. So if he get 12 billion, that ain't nothing but like 10%. Okay. But he gave it to all these different organizations. This dude is behind this COVID shit. Damn Bill Gates, man. He behind it, man. You know? Look at that shit, man. He behind that shit. Bill Gates. All them little circles you see, yeah. He gave all them different organizations millions and millions and billions of dollars to keep this shit going. So he the one spearheading this shit, man.
That's why they giving out money.
Yeah, they giving it out. They giving out the money to actually fuck the economy up. Because the more money they pump, the worse it get. It start going into inflation and hyperinflation. So, but he pumping money into the organizations that are studying it, making vaccines, talking about going to poor countries. But they gave him as the face of that shit. Because where they going, get Revelation 13 and 16. Or start at 15. Start at 11. Start at 11 you want to.
Revelation is 11.
Read up a little bit.
It's Revelation 13 and 11. And I behold another beast coming up out of the earth. He said, and he had two horns.
Two horns. Now the beast we know is this particular. The beast was the Roman Empire back in the day. Now the two horns on the same head of the beast. Back then they were called the patricians and the plebeians, which now they're called the Democrats and the Republicans. The same damn beast on the same head. These motherfuckers work together. They got us thinking, I'm gonna vote Democrat cause, I'm gonna vote Democrat cause the Republicans ain't shit. No, that ain't it. Them two damn, they do what they do and then go get a drink together when it's all over. They go run chicks together. That's what they do. It's like the same, it's like two beasts on the same head. Go ahead.
Like a lamb, he spake as a dragon.
As a lamb, he came like he was soft, because a lamb is docile, but he spake with like a dragon. So the dragon, well, you know, if a dragon, a characteristic of a dragon is what? He's wise and shit. So Esau speaks wise when he speaks. Okay, go ahead and craft it. Go ahead.
And he excluded all the and he excluded all the power of the first beast before him and cast
the first beast before him was the Roman Empire. Go ahead.
And he caused it the earth, and them which dwelleth therein shall worship the first beast. Whoso deadly wound was healed.
The deadly wound was healed because the Roman Empire fell, right? And the Roman Empire fell, and then they come back. In 325, in 193, we took them down, but then they came back in 1400 in the Renaissance period. That's how I said that wound was healed. Okay, go ahead.
He does great wonders, so that he maketh fire come down from heaven.
He said he does great wonders, make fire come down from heaven. Now, we used to break that down and saying Hiroshima and Nagasaki, but you got to remember, this beast talking about the NATO, the North Atlantic Treaty Organization, who in control now. The first time they made fire rain down from heaven was back at the time of Bosnia and Herzegovina, which is formerly known as Yugoslavia in the 70s, in the 80s. That's when in the 90s, they made fire rain down. So that prophecy is talking about something that happened in the 90s, but it's in the Bible, which the words go back 2,000 years ago. The Bible is a book, right? You just got to know what you're reading and know how to break it down, and the Lord only gonna give to certain people. Like that guy over there, he ain't gave to him. We didn't dealt with him before. He don't know shit. Yeah. He knows nothing. They handing out flyers for the white man because he white. He look bright to him, his daddy old white man. They white folks, man. Go ahead.
On earth, in the sight of men.
Y'all stay here long though. He might come over here trying to disrupt y'all. Listen, that's how they do. That's how the devil do. Go ahead.
This is 14. And he again deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of their miracles, which he had power to do in the sight
so
of the beast.
Esau deceived the people with all the miracles that he got. The trick he's trying to pull out now, he has RFID technology. He's basically gonna try to trick you and say, take this chip, you ain't gotta worry about getting robbed, you ain't gotta worry about nobody stealing your wallet, and all this. This is the technology he's trying to push. It's gonna be easy for you to open your doors up, right? It's gonna be easy for you to open your car up, and motherfuckers got that technology right now. They just walk into the car and do like this, and the door open. See? Go ahead.
Saying to them,
You gotta read up now so you didn't start that shit.
said to them, the dwelleth on the earth, and they shall make an image of the beast, which had the wound by the sword, and did live.
You did live. Go ahead.
This is 15. And he had power to give life unto the image and unto the beast, that the image of the beast shall be both speak.
Go ahead.
And cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast shall be killed.
Shall be killed.
My God, it's
Hey,
good
hold
now.
on, bro. Hold on, bro. Either go over there and do that shit. Go on over there, man.
Thank you, Father.
Go on over there. That shit. Hey, that's what that scripture you read about the wayside. You see how this Lord edified that? The devil come up, boom, and then the brothers leave. You see how that? The Lord edified that right there. Go ahead. So if you don't worship the image, Esau trying to kill you, and that's what they got. The forced vaccinations they're trying to bring and everything. Go ahead. Go ahead. No.
16. And he causes all both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond to receive a mark in their right hand in their forehead.
Right hand or in their foreheads. When you go into that word mark, it goes into what? Karagma, which is an incision or a stake or a palisade. Okay? Now check this out. Check this out. This I ain't got that one with the needle on there. I don't think I got that one. With the chip with the needle on there. But when you look at this is the history of the chip. I have right here the history of the RFID chip. See that? That's the history. Right? Greek karagma, a stamp or an imprinted mark, a stake. That word beast goes into what? Brussels Economic Accounting Surveillance Terminal. So this beast is a computer. It's like they have a computer system that's basically, this computer system can hold data of the whole world. This is the reason right there, when you see that right there, that right there, that's why they're trying to chip everybody, because it's all entangled with this routing system, where they can control and have everybody data on hand. Okay, when you go into it, the chip goes back in Leviticus 19 and 28. That word mark is quite, which means incision and printed tattoo, a mark of cutting. That's why I say you shouldn't take cuttings in your flesh, because they're gonna be trying to stick a needle in you. Okay. Now it says what is the mark? Okay. What is the mark? It says it is a device that stores personal information and keys track of individuals. All information is stored on the supercomputer called the beast. So it's a supercomputer, right? And the beast is what? It's a man. That's who is in control, right? Now when you go through it, this is different men through the times who have had a hand in creating this technology. Okay, Francis Pascal, we remember Pascal programming. You had Sam Moorburg created the calculating machine, which added and subtract, right? Warren created which multiply and divide. You had 1830s, you had Chris Babbage designed a computer for the general use, right? And you had the man named Holland, the one that basically started IBM, okay? Right? And this is it, man. This is their system, man. 1964, John Jack Kirby and Robert Noyce, man. The Global Union, Verichip. These men are who you see that have a lot to do with it. They have a lot to do with this RFID technology, and they're trying to push it. Go ahead.
Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell.
And no man might buy or sell. So if you don't have this technology, guess what? You might not be able to get a job. Because when you go to get a job, what are you selling? You're selling yourself. So you might not be able to get a job. Go ahead.
Say he that have the mark.
Say that he that have the mark. Go ahead.
Or the name of the beast.
The name of the beast.
Or the number of his name.
So you have that system, you're worshiping that whole image, man. You're following that whole beast system. Go ahead.
Verse 18. Here is wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
666, man. Right now, when we have that new HR bill they're bringing out, what is it? HR? I'm gonna read it. It's HR 6666. Y'all seen that one? It's a new HR. Yeah, it's a new HR bill.
That can come in your house and
we can read it. Let's see what it's got. Let's see, HR 666 HR 666 Congress. It says 106. It's about COVID testing. Done. Right? HR 6666. See? HR 666. Okay? Which gonna allow them every contacted everyone testing and reaching out to basically come in your house, like the brother said, and they gonna have people that's called they call them contact what they call contact something, where people gonna be getting hired to watch you, and they'll be thinking like, okay, he look like he got it, we're gonna call in on him, and then they'll just follow you to your house, and then you'll start seeing the medical staff and the cops show up at your house trying to force you to get tested or force you to take a vaccination. Read about it, the House Resolution Quad 6, man. Okay, 666, we already know that's the number of the beast. 46 is even worse. You know, that's matter of fact, the beast means the number 6 means beast and man as well. That number, that's what it represents. Okay. Now, if you take that RFID chip, which, hey, we've showed you many times before, Revelation 14, 9, and 10. It's a punishment for it. Okay? You'd rather suffer in Yahweh Shai, right? And suffer for righteousness' sake, right? Instead of just trying to live in this society and die, man. Okay? Go ahead.
Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation.
Yep.
And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone.
Fire and brimstone, thermonuclear missiles. That's the fire and the brimstone that you're going to be tortured with, man. Spirit and power, Yahweh Shem Shai, man. That's how you're going to plead with the earth, man. That's how you're going to visit this earth, okay? Go ahead.
In the presence of the holy angels.
In the presence of the holy angels. Why are you going to be in the presence of the holy angels, man? Okay? Because they're going to be with him. They're going to be with the Lord, Yahweh Shai, with the destruction, okay? Go ahead.
And in the presence of the Lamb.
In the presence of the Lamb. Who is the Lamb? That's Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? Okay. What is it? He didn't try to keep his life, shall lose it. Let's see here. Let me see here. I'm gonna go back. It says Mark 8 and 35. Mark 8 and 35. Baba Kashah. What what you hear in the background is this Edomite. He looked like a Jake. He came down here and tried to come against us about 3 weeks ago, right? But he didn't know nothing. Now he didn't took up. Now what he didn't done, he didn't hit the corner across the street like he trying to worship, like he trying to prophesy. But hey, he into that church doctrine, right? So the Lord gonna destroy that, man. Shalak Rayam to that dude, man.